This is Miss Alsamani, and I have yet another video about your next essay. This is about the Hamlet essay. This is actually the last essay of the class, so congratulations on making it to the end of English 102. So this type of essay argues a point of view about Hamlet, utilizing quotes and summaries of scenes as evidence. You do have to write about Hamlet. A lot of students will ask if they can write about another Shakespeare play that they read in high school, that kind of thing. Just make sure you focus on Hamlet for this essay, since that's what we covered in class. I have an example of how to do in-text citations for drama or plays, because it does differ from poetry or prose. You will need to have the act, scene, and line numbers. And so I've got an example here that I got from page 125 in the Siegel textbook, so feel free to look over that whenever you're ready to quote from the play. You won't actually have a rough draft due for this essay because we really don't have much time left in the semester, since this was a second mini term, and I had to decide which one did not have time for rough drafts. It's really this last essay. But by this point, you guys have seen enough of my feedback on your essays and some of the peer review feedback that you know what to edit in your papers. It's the same things that you've had trouble with in the past typically, so just look out for those same errors and edit your own work, and you will have a final draft. The final draft is going to be due Thursday, December 10th by midnight, and you'll submit that in the week 8 content folder. This essay is worth 20% of your final grade. It's 100 points possible as usual. The essay should be at least 800 words in length. That's the same length that you had for your poetry essay. Shorter than your research paper. The formatting is exactly the same as it always is. It's MLA formatted, 12-point Times New Roman font, double spaced. You will have to have a works cited page with Hamlet cited, but the second page of this assignment has the citation created already. So all you have to do is copy and paste it, because I do have a Word document for this in week 7. So just copy and paste from the second page. I'll show you where that is. It's at the bottom of the second page. Notice it says works cited. All you have to do is copy and paste it, keep the formatting, and I've already done that for you, so it should be fairly easy just to include that on your second page. I've got some topic ideas here as well, so feel free to read over those. I recommend waiting to read these topics after you finish the film so that it doesn't plot spoil, because there are a couple of topics that'll plot spoil for characters and some of their ends, but there's a lot of symbols in Hamlet. Symbols, remember, are items that represent ideas that are larger than the symbol itself. So flowers typically symbolize love or death. Skulls represent death. There's a skull in the play. There's also the crown itself, which is ambition and power. There's a lot of symbols within the play. Poison, there's a ton of poison within the play, and that usually represents that things are not as they seem. A drink is not just a drink, it could kill you. A sword is not just a sword, it might have a poison tip. So really the play has a lot of characters and situations that are not as they seem. There's a lot of conflict within Hamlet. A lot of students like to focus in on the conflict that Hamlet has, having to revenge his father's murder, and so that's a major conflict. There's also conflict between Hamlet and Ophelia and their love story. There's conflict between Ophelia and her father Polonius, because Polonius forbids her to see Hamlet, but she loves Hamlet, and so that's conflict as well. There's conflict between Hamlet and Laertes, because after Hamlet kills Polonius, Laertes' father as well, remember Laertes is Ophelia's brother, they have a conflict as well, because now Laertes has to revenge his father's murder, just like Hamlet was supposed to revenge his father's murder. And obviously there's the major conflict between Claudius, the king, Hamlet's uncle, and Hamlet. So there's a ton of conflicts within the play, so you can pick up a major conflict and discuss that within your essay. You could also choose a character in Hamlet and point out the character's motivation, what drives the character to action. So obviously there's a ton of characters in this play, but if you found one that was particularly interesting, a lot of students focus on Hamlet since he is the main character, but there's also Ophelia and her motivations, Laertes, Claudius. There's a ton of characters that really are motivated by their own self-interest, especially Claudius. and you could focus in on how that plays out for the character and within the plot of the play. There are several themes within Hamlet. You can pick one theme and point out how that theme drives the plot of the play. Themes are ideas that are what the work is focused on. So obviously revenge is a major theme within Hamlet. There's also ambition, love. There's a ton of major themes within this play. So if you have some ideas and need to discuss it, feel free to send me ideas as well. Ophelia's character changes throughout the play. Describe how the Ophelia the audience meets at the beginning of the play is much different from the one in the play's conclusion. What changes her? Ophelia is an example of what's called the fallen woman. She starts off the play very well liked, respected in the community, and this virtuous woman. And then by the end of the play, as you can see once you finish the film, she has lost her mind. She is obviously torn because the love of her life murdered her father, and so she can't try to seek revenge like Laertes because she loves the murderer, and so she literally goes insane, commits suicide, and so she's one of those tragic characters that falls from grace. So if you want to examine her character, that's another great essay topic. There are characters that experience similar situations in Hamlet. You can pick 3 characters and point out their similarities and their differences. Typically with this topic, I get a lot of papers about Hamlet, Laertes, and Ophelia, and how they all reacted differently to the death of their father. There's also been some really good essays about Hamlet, Laertes, and Fortinbras, where they all seek revenge. There's another one that was Hamlet, Claudius, and Laertes, because they all seek power in different ways. Claudius obviously is successful by becoming king, but he does so in a very cowardly way by murdering his own brother. So there's so many different angles you could take that topic. So if you need help organizing ideas or choosing characters, just let me know. On the second page, it just simply points out that there's still the late submission rule, 10 points off every day late. All of your essays are still graded with a grading rubric and will be scanned with anti-plagiarism software, so don't get tempted to look at Sparks Notes or Schmoop or any of the online resources that'll talk about Hamlet. I want you guys to focus specifically on your own ideas for this essay. Notice in bold, under formatting, there's no outside sources for this essay. I don't want any outside sources, because what'll happen, I'll go ahead and tell you, if you guys use outside sources, it's just going to be the exact same analysis that I've read so many times, where it's by the book what SparkNotes thinks about this play. And I want to hear what you think about the play. I want to hear your opinions, your insight, your perspective. Take a chance and think outside the box and just tell me what you thought about the play. It's a lot more interesting to me than just the exact same essays that have been pulled from online sources, essentially. I do have a spot here for brainstorming and outlining if you need it. And like I said, the works cited entry is at the bottom of the second page, so make sure you copy and paste it, and that will count towards your word count as well. So if you have any questions whatsoever, you know how to contact me. You can email me, call me. I'm here to help you with this very last essay. I know you guys can do it. If you have any questions, just let me know, and have a wonderful rest of your semester. Thanks. Bye.